Guys, welcome back. I'm going to be making some soap cupcakes tonight, and for the top of them I wanted to put some shell embeds on them. So I get asked all the time if I would make a melt and pour soap embed video. So I was in the process of making them. These are some that I've made, and I figured I would just real quick record this and it will be the beginning of the video. I'll attach it with the soap cupcakes when I make them. So the first thing I do, this is actually melt and pour soap base. It's oatmeal from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and I get this, and then I have a bigger chunk of the white and I have a bigger chunk of the clear. So depending on what I'm making is depending on which one I will use. But I always just get a little glass container, and I never know exactly how much it's going to use, so I will guesstimate, I will pour them, and then if I have too much, I'll just pour it into a bigger mold and save the color or whatever for another project. This particular project, since it is already has this color to it, which is sort of to me like a shell, I'm just going to cut this up. I'm not going to color it, and what I do is I try to cut them in about equal sizes, because that way they'll melt approximately the same. I mean, you don't want some that are huge chunks and then some that are tiny. Just kind of about the same size so they melt. One thing you don't want to do with melt and pour, you don't want to overheat it, because if you overheat it, then it will sweat on your soap. So it's important not to overheat it. You can start out maybe doing 20-second increments, take it out and stir it. I just use a little whisk to stir it up. Now, I know this is probably going to be too much for this, but that's okay because I kind of wanted some extras. So now that I have my soap cut up, I'm going to stick it in the microwave for about 20 or 30 seconds, take it out, stir it. If it's, stir it, try to get it to melt just by stirring it if you can, that way you're not overheating it. If not, stick it back in for 5 or 10-second increments and stir in between. So I'm going to turn off the camera and go do that, and I'll be back to pour these in 2 shakes of a cow's tail. Okay, this was in for exactly 30 seconds. When I took it out, it had a couple pieces that weren't fully melted, so I just stirred and now they're melted. So I didn't have to put it in any longer. Now after stirring it, you'll have some bubbles on the top. You just spray it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. That gets rid of your bubbles. And now is the time that you would go ahead and add a little bit of mica or liquid colorant, whatever you use to color it. But I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and I pour them all into my mold, and then I will go ahead and spray the whole thing. See, that was just a little piece that fell in there that wasn't completely melted, but it's okay, it's no big deal. So I will go ahead and pour these, and then I will spray some alcohol. On the whole thing, and if you're not in a hurry, you can just let it set, and it'll set up in 15 or 20 minutes if you want them nice and firm. I never do that. I'm usually in a hurry when I make them. So now they're all, kind of tap them down if you want. I usually put mine in the freezer, and I'll leave it in there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depends on how big the mold is. Like if they're tiny little hearts or something, they don't need very long at all. These are a little bigger. If you take them out too soon and try to push them out, they might be a little bit gooey in the center. So I'll leave these in probably 10 minutes, go do something else, come back, pop them out, and make more if I need to. So I'm just going to pop these out, or put these in the freezer in a second, but then I'll show you what I'm going to do to them. These are the ones that I've already made, obviously. I just have a tiny bit of Snow White mica. Is that what I wanted? Is that? No, because I want Here Comes the Bride. Let me see if I have any. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Can I possibly be out of Here Comes the Bride? There it is. Okay, so I just take a dry paintbrush and kind of dip it in there. You don't need to put anything, alcohol or anything, and I just kind of gonna brush it on there to give it kind of a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of pearlescent look to it. You can see it kind of just makes it shiny. So that's all I'm going to do, and then I will be back to show you when I make the soap. Hi everyone, welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. Tonight I am making some soapy cupcakes. These are going to be the larger size, but I'm using these scallop molds I've had for a while, and I always forget to use them, but they're really cute. I'm going to use these, and I have a beachy scent, and I thought I would make a beachy kind of cupcake just because I'm at the beach and people always love to take home things like that. So I made some melt and pour shells, which I'm attaching the video to the beginning of this, of how I made them. And this is how they came out after I dusted them with some, what is it? Here Comes the Bride mica from Mad Oils. I think they look so pretty. They're really shimmery. And so my colors I'm going to use are, I was going through my micas and I have so many. And so many that I haven't used that are samples. This one is called True Coral, and it is from TKB Trading. Now, I went ahead and pre-mixed it in a little bit of lightweight oil, just because it's a pigment. So with your pigments, you want to pre-mix them for sure. Micas are good to just mix in, but this one is Soft Aqua. So the cupcakes are going to be white, and some are going to have the coral and some of them are going to have the aqua color, and I'm going to kind of alternate with the piping, the colors, and I'm going to put the shells on the top. And the fragrance is like a coconut limey, a little bit of vanilla. I just kind of blended a couple things myself, so it smells really nice. I'm going to go ahead, I've already mixed in my clay. and get started. This side over here is the blue, and this is the peachy. I'm just going to do, let's see, a layer of the aqua. Okay, now don't worry, people always ask me, what'd you do with the rest of the batter? Don't worry, I'm going to make the rest into other little cupcakes. I'm going to go ahead and let these sit and put those, get those in there, and then I'll come back and put the shells on here. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the shells on. I went ahead and just put a little bit of glitter on them, and I'm just going to go ahead and place these shells, and I just filled the rest of my little molds over there, my regular cupcake molds, with the rest of the soap. I'll show you those in a second. These are so cute. I love them. I love the little pearlescent shell. Wish I would have made these sooner. Wouldn't these be so cute for like beach wedding favor? Real quick. I just used what I had left, and I will put shells on the bigger ones, and the little ones I just kind of pushed and dolloped what I had left on there, and I'll just leave them like that. But I'll be back tomorrow to show you what they look like when I unmold them. Okay, I am back to unmold these. I went ahead and named them Beach Escape. I unmolded one of the peach ones, and I think it turned out so cute. Now these molds, sometimes I wait a little longer to unmold them because they're not as flexible when you pull them off, or I just kind of go around slowly with them. And that's one of the aqua ones. I might just do this one and then let them sit a little bit longer. And there's another peach one. I think they turned out really cute. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you on the next video.